road, love will get up under there with you and say, we're going to shoulder this together, because that's what love does. He said love believes all things. It believes all the good it can. I don't write you off at a moment's mistake, but I believe that there's some good in you, and so I hold on to you and I keep working with you until you just prove to me that ain't nothing worth me working on. But until you prove it, I keep on working. He said love hopes all things. Love looks for the best even in the worst of situations. It's love that finds the silver lining behind the dark cloud. It's love that can see all your faults but still find something good in you that makes me keep on loving you. Love endures all things. Love will suffer with you. Love will hear all the bad that you've accomplished, but love will endure and stay there right by your side. Love will not break under pressure because it understands that maybe if I hang on in here with you long enough, some of me will rub off on you and that you will become better. Love knows how to just keep on hanging when everybody else has walked away. And so that's why Paul said that the greatest beyond faith, the greatest beyond hope, the greatest thing that we got in our family is love. Love will help us keep a generational gap from forming. Love will make you come home and treat your spouse right. Love will make you take time to rear your children up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Love will make you get up early in the morning so that you can have them the Bible class, so that they can learn about the love of God. Because if we're going to endure in this crooked and perverse world in which we live, if we're going to make it when the divorce rate is climbing higher than the marriage rate, if we're going to stay together when everybody else is moving apart, if we're going to live right in the midst of folk living wrong, if we're going to keep our hand in Jesus' hand when folk are letting go of his hand, if we're going to love one another in the midst of folk loving others, then love's got to be the ruling factor. Then love has to be my driving force. Love has to set the boundaries of what I will accept and what I will not accept, because we're going somewhere and we're trying to build something that we're not going to allow the enemy to tear down. And only love can help you build a big foundation that's going to be hate-proof. Love can help you build a foundation that's going to help you weather the storm that's going to come against your house. And so that's why love, unconditional love. I'm not talking about some Hollywood type love. I'm talking about a real love. A love that says I love you in spite of and not because of. I love you through thick and I love you through thin. I love you in wellness and I love you in sickness. I love you in poverty and I love you in richness. I love you when we got and I love you when we ain't got. I love you when we're happy and I love you when we're fussing at each other. I love you when you're holding my hand. I love you when you won't touch my hand. I love you when you kiss me goodnight. I love me when you roll over and turn your back to me. Love has to be the ruling factor. And if love is the ruling factor, baby, there ain't a devil in hell that can tear your house up. He can come against you, but he can't mess with you. He can look for you, but he ain't about to destroy you. When you band together in love, it means that I got you and you got me. And as long as we got each other, we're going to be all right. We may have some dysfunction in our family, but you better not talk about my family, because that's still my family. That's still my messed up cousin. That's still my messed up uncle. That's still my low down daddy. He may be low down, but that's still my daddy. And I love him because love will hold us together when everything else drives us apart. Love has to be the adhesive, the bond that cannot be broken. And when you walk out that door, and she walk out that door, and the children go out in the yard, wondering which door they need to go. You follow what I'm saying? Love don't live there anymore. Come on in the room. You know when love is gone. When love is gone, you gone. You done packed your bags, got your hat, your knapsack, dog and the cat, all the Tupperware, all the DVDs and CDs, and leave nothing in the house. There ain't no love there. You follow what I'm saying? And you know, that's how we act when love is gone. Yes. Ain't just enough for us to break up. I got to break up and hurt you. Where that come from? Okay. Lack of love. I understand. I've lived 40. How old am I? 42? 43? I done turned 43. I done lived 43 years. And I understand that situations happen where, as the Bible shows us in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, you have an individual who's trying to serve God, and you have another individual who's trying to serve the world. And Paul says if the individual who's trying to serve the world is no longer pleased to dwell with you, he said, if they depart, let them depart. That's what Paul said. You're not so bound to them that to stay with them, you would leave the Lord to please them. Paul said, when they get down to them making you make a decision, when they get down and the line, when that rascal said, me or the Lord, you say, I'll holler at your brother. You know what I'm saying? You are not so in bondage to that man or that woman. Yeah, because we live in 2013. Yeah. And sometimes these sisters, baby girl, boo-boo, honey child, will decide she ain't going to worship no more. You might be the head of this house, but you ain't the head of me. Come on in the room. She wants to run around with her single friends that don't come to the class every first and third Monday. So she don't know how to be single and spiritual. All she know how to do is be single. You know what I'm saying? And that man has a choice to make. So Paul said, if they depart, let them depart. You're not so bound to them that you would leave the Lord to please them. When you do have to, in situations like that, leave. You're not leaving. Let me bless you now. Let me bless you. You're not leaving with the intent to never return. You follow me? Earlier on in that chapter, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, Paul says that you ought not defraud each other at all, except it be with consent for a certain period of time. In other words, I may have to separate from you for a period of time. Give myself over to fasting and prayer, praying that God will allow something to come your way